As I walked into the dimly lit restaurant, memories flooded my mind, mingling with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. It had been 3 decades since I last set foot in this place. The high school reunion had drawn me back, a mixture of nostalgia and curiosity urging me to reconnect with the past. Amidst the chatter and laughter, I spotted him, Ethan, standing near the bar, surrounded by a group of former classmates. Time hadn't been kind to him, etching lines on his face, but his confidence seemed undiminished. With a glass of champagne in hand, he gestured animatedly, regaling his audience with tales of his success. Approaching cautiously, I caught snatches of his conversation. "You wouldn't believe the life I've built," he boasted, his voice filled with pride. "Isabella, my wife, she's stunning, a true gem. And our mansion overlooking the city, simply breathtaking." As Ethan's gaze swept across the room, our eyes met, and recognition dawned on his face. "Anthony," he exclaimed, his tone a mix of surprise and condescension. Well, look who decided to show up." I offered a polite smile, masking the turbulence within me. "Ethan," I replied evenly, extending my hand. "It's been a while." He shook my hand firmly, his grip perhaps a touch too strong. "Indeed," he said, his eyes lingering on mine for a moment longer than necessary. "So what have you been up to all these years?" I hesitated, a flicker of apprehension passing through me. How could I begin to explain my journey from poverty to prosperity in a single conversation? "Oh, you know," I replied vaguely, opting for brevity. "Just keeping busy." Ethan chuckled, a patronizing glint in his eyes. "Busy, huh? Well, let me tell you, my friend, you've missed out on quite a lot." He leaned in closer, lowering his voice conspiratorially. "But don't worry, I'll fill you in on all the juicy details." As Ethan launched into another round of self-aggrandizing anecdotes, I couldn't help but feel a surge of resentment. But beneath it all, there was something else. A determination, a resolve to prove that my worth couldn't be measured by material possessions or superficial accomplishments. The reunion had only just begun, but already I knew that this encounter with Ethan would be just the beginning of a journey, one that would lead me to confront my past, embrace my present, and carve out a future filled with purpose and meaning. The echoes of the reunion encounter lingered in my mind as I sat alone in my office, surrounded by stacks of paperwork and the hum of fluorescent lights. Memories of Ethan's boastful demeanor and lavish lifestyle gnawed at me, reminding me of the stark differences between our paths in life. I leaned back in my chair, allowing my thoughts to drift back to the past, to the days of my youth, filled with hardship and adversity. Growing up in a rundown neighborhood, with a single mother struggling to make ends meet, I had faced challenges that seemed insurmountable at the time. Despite my mother's unwavering love and support, the specter of poverty loomed large over our lives. There were days when putting food on the table felt like an impossible task, when the constant juggling of bills and expenses left us teetering on the edge of despair. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there was one constant: my love for learning. Despite the lack of resources and opportunities, I immersed myself in books, devouring knowledge like a starving man feasting on scraps. Education became my lifeline, my ticket out of the cycle of poverty that threatened to engulf me. As I entered high school, I was determined to defy the odds, to carve out a better future for myself and my family. But the road ahead was fraught with obstacles, each one more daunting than the last. I could still remember the day when reality came crashing down on me like a ton of bricks. The day when I realized that my dreams of pursuing higher education were nothing more than a distant fantasy. Despite my stellar grades and academic achievements, the harsh truth remained: we simply couldn't afford it. The disappointment was crushing, the sense of failure overwhelming, but amidst the despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. An opportunity to join Robinson Construction, offered to me by a compassionate teacher who saw potential where others saw only limitations. It wasn't the path I had envisioned for myself, but it was a chance to work hard, to prove my worth, and to build something from nothing. And so, with determination burning in my heart, I embarked on a journey that would shape the course of my life in ways I could never have imagined. As I reflected on my journey, a sense of pride swelled within me. Pride in the obstacles I had overcome, the battles I had fought, and the person I had become. And though the scars of my past still lingered, they served as a reminder of the resilience that lay within me, waiting to be unleashed upon the world. But amidst the pride and the triumph, there was also a sense of longing, a longing for the family I had built, the love I had found, and the future I had yet to create. And as I gazed out the window, watching the world pass by in a blur of motion and noise, I knew that the best was yet to come. In the sprawling offices of Anderson Construction, the rhythm of progress hummed through the air like a symphony of ambition and dedication. It was here, amidst the bustling activity of the construction site and the quiet intensity of the boardroom, that the legacy of Anthony Anderson came to life. As the CEO of Anderson Construction, I had poured my heart and soul into building the company that stood as a testament to perseverance and hard work. From humble beginnings, we had grown into a formidable force in the industry, our projects stretching across the skyline like a canvas of innovation and ingenuity. But amidst the whirlwind of professional success, there was another facet of my life that held equal importance: my family. And at the heart of it all was Emma, the love of my life and the cornerstone of everything I held dear. Our relationship had blossomed amidst the chaos of construction sites and late-night meetings, each moment cementing our bond and strengthening our resolve to build a future together. And as the daughter of Charlie Anderson, the founder of our company, Emma understood the sacrifices and struggles that came with the territory. But it wasn't just our love that flourished within the walls of Anderson Construction. It was also our shared vision for the future. Our dreams intertwined like the steel beams that held our buildings aloft. Together, we navigated the complexities of business and family, our partnership a testament to the power of unity and collaboration. As I sat across from Emma in our cozy office, the warmth of her smile lighting up the room, I couldn't help but marvel at how far we had come. "Can you believe it's been 20 years?" she mused, her voice tinged with nostalgia. "It feels like just yesterday we were starting out." I reached across the desk, intertwining my fingers with hers. "Time flies when you're having fun," I replied, a fondness filling my heart, and I wouldn't want to spend it with anyone else but you. Emma's laughter filled the room, a melody that echoed through the corridors of our shared history. "You always know just what to say," she teased, her eyes sparkling with affection. "But seriously, Anthony, I'm so proud of everything we've accomplished together." I leaned back in my chair, a sense of contentment washing over me like a gentle tide. "And I couldn't have done it without you," I admitted, my voice tinged with gratitude. "You've been my rock, Emma, my guiding light in a sea of uncertainty." As we basked in the glow of our shared success, I knew that our journey was far from over. Together, we would continue to build, to innovate, and to inspire, not just for ourselves, but for the generations yet to come. And as I looked into Emma's eyes, I knew that with her by my side, anything was possible. The air was thick with anticipation as I stepped into the grand ballroom, the clink of glasses and the murmur of conversation, filling the space like a symphony of social interaction. It was a prestigious event attended by the who's who of the industry, each one vying for attention and recognition. As I made my way through the crowd, I couldn't shake the sense of foreboding that hung over me like a dark cloud. Ethan's presence loomed large in my mind, his smug demeanor and disdainful attitude still fresh in my memory from our encounter at the reunion. But amidst the sea of faces, I spotted him, Ethan, standing near the bar with Isabella by his side, his gaze fixed on me with a mixture of curiosity and contempt. With a tightness in my chest, I approached, steeling myself for the confrontation that was sure to follow. "Ethan," I greeted evenly, extending my hand in a gesture of civility. "Good to see you again." He took my hand reluctantly, his grip firm and unyielding. "Anthony," he replied, his tone laced with thinly veiled disdain. "Fancy seeing you here." Isabella, standing beside him, offered a polite smile, her eyes betraying a hint of discomfort. "Hello, Anthony," she said, her voice soft and apologetic. "I hope you're enjoying the event." I nodded in acknowledgement, masking the turmoil within me with practiced ease. "Indeed," I replied, a forced smile playing at the corners of my lips. "It's quite the gathering." But as the conversation continued, it became clear that Ethan had no intention of burying the hatchet. With each passing moment, His comments grew more barbed, more insidious, a thinly veiled attempt to belittle my achievements and undermine my success. "So Anthony," he began, his voice dripping with sarcasm, "still slaving away at Anderson Construction, I see. Must be tough, working for a living." I bristled at his words, my jaw clenched in frustration. "Actually, Ethan," I countered evenly, my tone ice cold, "I happen to be the CEO of Anderson Construction, and let me tell you, it's been anything but easy." Isabella's eyes widened in surprise, a flicker of sympathy crossing her features. "Oh," she murmured, her voice tinged with regret. "I'm so sorry, Anthony. I had no idea." But Ethan's response was swift and dismissive, his laughter ringing out like a slap in the face. "CEO, huh?" He scoffed, a sneer curling his lips. "Well, color me impressed. But let's be real, Anthony. You'll never be on my level. Not in a million years." As his words echoed in my ears, a fire ignited within me. A fire fueled by years of struggle, sacrifice, and determination. And as I stood there, facing down my old nemesis with a steely resolve, I knew that this confrontation was just the beginning of a battle that would define our legacies for years to come. In the quiet solitude of my office, the weight of recent events bore down on me like a heavy burden, each moment replaying in my mind with haunting clarity. The confrontation with Ethan at the social event had left a bitter taste in my mouth, a reminder of the lingering animosity that lay between us like a festering wound. But amidst the turmoil, there was also a sense of clarity, a realization that the opinions of others held little sway over my own sense of self-worth. As I sat at my desk, surrounded by the trappings of success, I couldn't help but marvel at how far I had come. From a poverty-stricken childhood to the helm of a thriving construction empire. But with success came scrutiny, and as the CEO of Anderson Construction, I knew that every decision I made carried consequences, both for myself and for those around me. It was a responsibility that weighed heavily on my shoulders, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between ambition and integrity. As I pondered the events of the past few days, a soft knock on the door broke through my reverie, pulling me back to the present. "Come in," I called, my voice tinged with weariness. The door swung open, revealing Emma standing on the threshold, her expression a mixture of concern and compassion. "Anthony," she said softly, crossing the room to stand by my side. "Are you all right?" I forced a smile, masking the turmoil within me with practiced ease. "I'm fine, Emma," I replied, my tone strained. "Just thinking." She reached out, taking my hand in hers with a gentle squeeze. "You know you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, right?" she said, her voice filled with understanding. "We're in this together, Anthony, through thick and thin." I nodded in acknowledgement, a sense of gratitude washing over me like a wave. "I know, Emma," I murmured, my voice tinged with emotion. "And I couldn't ask for a better partner in this journey we're on." As we sat in companionable silence, the echoes of our conversation filling the room like a comforting embrace, I couldn't help but feel a sense of peace wash over me. Despite the challenges that lay ahead, I knew that with Emma by my side, I could weather any storm that came my way. And as I gazed out the window, watching the world pass by in a blur of motion and noise, I made a silent vow to myself to never lose sight of what truly mattered, to always strive for excellence, and to never forget the lessons learned along the way. For in the end, it wasn't the trappings of success or the opinions of others that defined me. It was the strength of my convictions, the depth of my character, and the unwavering love of those who stood by me through it all. And as I embraced the future with open arms, I knew that the best was yet to come.